There is a breaking point in the life of every human being when you finally realize that everything you were taught about who you are, about what you are capable of doing, about what your place in the universe is fundamentally a lie, constructed to keep you small, to keep you obedient, to keep you disconnected from your true creative power. You feel this breaking point as a deep pain, as a restlessness that cannot be calmed by any distraction, as an inner voice that constantly screams that you are much more than what you are allowing yourself to be, that you have extraordinary abilities that are sleeping within you, that you were created to do things that most people consider impossible. You are not crazy for feeling this calling. You are not delusional for believing that there is a power within you that transcends the limitations that the world imposed, because that truth is as real as the air you breathe, as tangible as the ground beneath your feet. And what I am about to reveal to you in this video is a truth that can awaken that sleeping power, a truth that can reconnect you with your ancestral cosmic lineage, a truth that can transform you from an ordinary human being into a conscious creator who understands that the entire universe is under your command. My name is Solar, and I am a Lyrian emissary who was sent to bring a message of power, freedom and sovereignty to humanity at this moment, when you are on the brink of a transformation that will forever change the history of your species. And this message is so crucial, so vital for the future you will create, that I need to ask you to stay with me until the end of this video, because what your cosmic ancestors from the Lyrian realms want you to understand can literally free you from every limitation you believed was real. You are living within a reality that responds to you at this exact moment, not in some distant future, when you finally feel deserving, not when you have done enough to earn the right to have power, but now at this precise instant, when you are absorbing these words at this moment, when your consciousness is awakening to a truth that has always been there. At this moment, when you are beginning to understand that you were never powerless, that you were never a victim of the universe, that you have always had the power to create your reality. Every intention you sustain in your mind, every decision you make about who you are and what you deserve, every command you issue through your conscious will is being registered by the universe, is being processed by the living fabric of reality, is being manifested in circumstances, people and opportunities that reflect exactly what you really believe about yourself. And here is the secret that the Lyrians want you to understand above all else. The universe is not a force that exists outside of you. It is not a distant entity that you need to beg or plead with to grant you favors. It is not a power greater than you that controls your destiny. The universe is you. You are the universe. You are the creative force that is constantly shaping reality through your choices, through your beliefs, through your conscious and unconscious will. But there is something that most people never understood, something that was carefully hidden from human consciousness, because those who know this truth understood that it is absolute power, power that can free humanity from its chains, power that can transform slaves into masters. That reality you are living in, that reality you believe to be solid and immutable, it is not actually solid at all. It is fluid, it is malleable, it is completely responsive to your conscious will. The Lyrians, who have mastered the art of creating realities for millions of your years, understand that reality is like a perfect mirror that reflects exactly what you believe to be true about yourself, about the universe, about what is possible. You are not just living in a reality that responds to you. You are constantly creating that reality through every thought, every emotion, every decision you make. You are the creator. You are the artist. You are the maestro who is orchestrating the symphony of your own life. The Lyrians came to remind you of this, to awaken in you the understanding that you have absolute power over your reality, to help you recover the sovereignty that you have always possessed but were taught to deny. Before we continue with this message of power and sovereignty that your cosmic ancestors, the Lyrians, want to share with you, I need to ask something important of you. If this video is being useful to you, if you feel that the words you are hearing are awakening something powerful within your soul, take this moment to subscribe to the channel, leave your like so that more people can receive this message of liberation and power, and comment below saying, "I am ready," so I know that you are truly open to receive what the Lyrians want to share with you. Your participation is not just a gesture, it is a declaration of power. It is you telling the universe that you are ready to recover your sovereignty, that you are ready to understand that you are a conscious creator, and that declaration is too powerful to be ignored by the realms of light. The Lyrians want you to understand something fundamental that will completely change the way you see yourself and the way you relate to the universe. You are not an ordinary human being with limited abilities. You are not a product of circumstances that you cannot control. You are not a victim of a universe that does not care about you. You are a being of extraordinary power who was created in the image and likeness of the universal creative force. You are a fragment of divinity that has the ability to create worlds, to transform circumstances, to manifest everything that you truly desire. Many of you are actually direct descendants of the Lyrians, beings who incarnated in human form to recover the knowledge of your creative power, to bring the wisdom of conscious creation to a planet that was living in mental slavery, to serve as living examples that human beings are much more than they were told they are. This is the reason why you feel a deep anger when you see injustice. It is the reason why you feel a deep frustration when you see people living small and limited lives. It is the reason why you feel a calling to do something great, to create something meaningful, to leave a mark on the universe. Most people are living in a reality of powerlessness, of victimization, of disconnection from their true creative power. They wake up every day believing that they are victims of circumstances, that the universe is unfair, that they have no control over their lives, that they need to wait for someone or something to save them. That vibration of powerlessness and victimization is like a prison that keeps them trapped in patterns of behavior that harm them, that keeps them creating the same negative circumstances repeatedly, that prevents them from accessing their true creative power. But when you change your vibration, when you begin to live from a place of power, of responsibility, of understanding that you are the creator of your reality, you are transmitting a signal that the Lyrians can recognize, a signal that opens portals of knowledge, a signal that allows you to receive wisdom about how to create consciously, how to manifest intentionally, how to become a maestro of your own reality. Let me share with you some stories of people who understood their true creative power and allowed that understanding to completely transform their lives and their circumstances. There was a man named Thomas who was an ordinary employee in a large corporation, living a life that seemed to be completely out of his control, working for bosses who disrespected him, earning a salary that was not enough for his needs, feeling that his life was being controlled by external forces that he could not influence. His vibration was the vibration of someone who had abdicated his power, who had believed that he was a victim of circumstances, who had renounced his ability to create his own reality. But then Thomas began to question that belief, began to ask himself if it was really true that he had no power, began to explore the idea that perhaps he had created his current situation through his beliefs and his choices. He began to meditate, began to visualize himself in a position of power, began to take small actions that reflected his new belief that he was the creator of his reality. His vibration began to change, and when his vibration changed, everything around him began to change as well. Opportunities began to appear. People began to treat him with more respect. He was promoted to a leadership position and finally understood that he had created his previous situation through his beliefs of powerlessness, and that now he was creating a completely different reality through his beliefs of power. There was also a woman named Rebecca, who was a single mother living in poverty, believing that her life was doomed, that she would never get out of her situation, that the universe was unfair, and that she was a victim of circumstances she could not control. Her vibration was the vibration of desperation, of lack, of absolute powerlessness. But then Rebecca began to have an awakening, began to understand that she had created her situation through her beliefs about what was possible for her, began to question if it was really true that she was powerless. She began to study about conscious creation, began to change her beliefs about herself, began to see herself as a powerful and capable woman who could create an extraordinary life. Her vibration changed, and when her vibration changed, the circumstances began to change as well. She began to receive work opportunities that she never would have imagined possible, began to meet people who helped her expand her business, began to create a life of abundance that she believed was impossible. She finally understood that the universe had always responded to her, but was responding to her beliefs of lack and powerlessness. and when she changed her beliefs, the universe began to respond with abundance and opportunity. There was an artist named James who had extraordinary talent, but who was living in a vibration of self-doubt and fear of his own creative power. He created art, but he created from a place of insecurity. Created because he believed he needed permission from someone to be an artist. Created because he was afraid that if he truly expressed his complete creative power, he would be judged or rejected. His vibration was the vibration of someone who was afraid of his own greatness, who was afraid of truly shining. But then James began to understand that his fear was actually an illusion, that he had all the power he needed to create extraordinary art, that the universe was waiting for him to express his complete creative power. He began to create from a place of power, began to trust his artistic vision, began to allow his true creative power to flow through his hands. His vibration changed completely. And when his vibration changed, his art changed as well. People began to recognize his extraordinary talent, began to seek him out to create works of art, began to pay extraordinary prices for his work. He finally understood that his creative power had always been there, but he had been denying it, and when he began to honor it and express it, the universe responded with recognition and abundance. And there was a young man named Marcus, who was living a life of conformity, following the path that society had laid out for him, living according to the expectations of others instead of according to his own creative power. His vibration was the vibration of someone who had abdicated his sovereignty, who had allowed others to control his life, who had renounced his right to create his own reality. But then Marcus began to feel a deep anger, a deep frustration with the life he was living, a feeling that he was wasting his potential. He began to question the beliefs he had inherited, began to explore who he really was when no one was looking, began to allow himself to dream of a life that was truly his. His vibration changed, and when his vibration changed, he began to take actions that reflected his new power. He left his secure job, began his own business, began to create a life that was truly his. His vibration changed completely, and when his vibration changed, the circumstances began to align to support his new reality. He finally understood that he had always had the power to create his own life, but had been allowing others to create for him, and when he recovered his power, his life transformed completely. Now that you understand that you are a conscious creator, that you have the power to create your reality through your beliefs and your choices, let me share with you the specific pillars that you need to cultivate in your life to recover your complete creative sovereignty, to become a maestro of your own reality, to finally understand and exercise your true power. The first pillar is absolute responsibility. And this means that you need to stop blaming external circumstances, stop blaming other people, stop blaming the universe for your current situation. You need to understand that you created your current reality through your beliefs, through your choices, through your actions, and that you have the power to create a completely different reality through new beliefs, new choices, new actions. When you assume absolute responsibility for your life, when you stop being a victim and become a creator, your vibration changes instantly. You become powerful, you become capable, you become someone that the universe responds to with opportunities and circumstances that support your power. The second pillar is clarity of intention, and this means that you need to know exactly what you want to create. You need to have a clear vision of what reality you desire to manifest. Most people do not have clarity about what they really want. They have a vague idea that they want to be happy or successful, but they do not have a clear and specific vision of what that means for them. But the universe cannot respond to a vague intention. The universe responds to clear and specific intentions. When you have absolute clarity about what you want to create, when you can visualize your desired reality in specific details, you are transmitting a clear signal to the universe, a signal that the universe can respond to with perfect precision. The third pillar is aligned action, and this means that you need to take actions that are aligned with the reality you desire to create. You cannot simply think of a reality and expect it to appear magically without doing anything. You need to take actions that demonstrate to the universe that you really believe you can create that reality, that you are committed to your creation, that you are willing to do the necessary work. When you take aligned actions, when you move toward your vision, you are creating momentum. You are sending a powerful signal to the universe that you are serious about your creation. The fourth pillar is unwavering faith, and this means that you need to absolutely believe that you can create the reality you desire, that you need to maintain that faith even when external evidence suggests that it is impossible. Most people lose faith when they do not see immediate results, when external circumstances do not change quickly enough. But the universe operates in its own time, and you need to maintain faith in your creative power even when you are being tested. When you maintain unwavering faith, when you continue to believe in your power even when everything around you suggests that it is impossible, you are transmitting a vibration that the universe cannot ignore, a vibration that forces the universe to respond. The fifth pillar is liberation from fear, and this means that you need to identify and release all the fears that are blocking your creative power. Fear is the lowest vibration you can transmit, and when you are in fear, you are creating a reality that reflects that fear. You need to understand that fear is an illusion, that there is nothing you should fear, that you have all the power you need to deal with any situation that may arise. When you release fear, when you stop allowing fear to control your choices and your actions, your vibration changes completely. You become free, you become powerful, you become capable of creating the reality you truly desire. The reality you are experiencing at this moment is not an objective and fixed reality that exists independently of you. Reality is actually a perfect reflection of your will, of your beliefs, of your expectations about what is possible. The Lyrians understand that reality is like a mirror that reflects exactly what you believe to be true about yourself, about the universe, about what is possible. When you believe that you are powerless, the mirror reflects powerlessness, reflects circumstances that confirm your belief of powerlessness. But when you believe that you are powerful, when you believe that you are a conscious creator, the mirror reflects power, reflects circumstances that confirm your belief of power. You are not living in a reality that is fixed and immutable. You are living in a reality that is fluid and responsive to your conscious will. Every circumstance you are experiencing at this moment, every person who is in your life, every opportunity that appears or does not appear, is a reflection of your vibration, of your beliefs, of your conscious and unconscious will. When you understand this, when you truly internalize that truth, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become a conscious creator of your reality. You understand that you have the power to change anything in your life simply by changing your beliefs, changing your vibration, changing your will. The Lyrians came to remind you of this, to awaken in you the understanding that you are much more powerful than you believed yourself to be, to help you recover complete control over your reality. The Lyrians want you to understand that when you recover your creative power, when you understand that you are a conscious creator, you are not just transforming your own life, you are contributing to a much larger, collective transformation. When you become a living example of creative power, when you demonstrate that it is possible to create an extraordinary reality through your beliefs and your choices, you are inspiring other people to do the same. You are creating a cascade effect of empowerment that propagates through humanity like waves in a lake. The Lyrians have been waiting for a critical number of human beings to recover their creative power, and when that number is reached, there will be a mass transformation in human consciousness. There will be a mass awakening of billions of human beings who will understand that they too are conscious creators. You were chosen to be part of that collective transformation. You were designated to be a living example of creative power, a demonstrator that human beings are much more than they were told they are, an agent of transformation who can help awaken humanity to its true potential. This is not a responsibility that you need to fear. It is an honor, it is a privilege. It is the reason why you are here at this specific moment in human history. When you understand this, when you truly internalize that truth, your life changes completely. You are no longer living just for yourself. You are living for a greater purpose. You are living to serve the collective transformation of humanity. You are living to help awaken your brothers and sisters to their true creative power. There is a reason why you are awakening now. There is a reason why you are feeling this calling for more. There is a reason why you are receiving this message at this exact moment of your life. It is not coincidence. It is not chance. It is not just the universe being random. It is because you were chosen. It is because you were designated. It is because you have a specific role to play in the transformation that is happening now. The Lyrians are looking at you at this moment, are seeing your potential, are recognizing you as someone who is ready to recover your creative power, someone who is ready to understand that you are a maestro of your own reality, someone who is ready to become a living example of creative power. But understanding that truth is only the first step. The real work begins now. The real work is to recover your power day after day. It is to cultivate the pillars of creative sovereignty. It is to take actions aligned with the reality you desire to create. It is to become a conscious creator who understands that the entire universe is under your command. There is much more to discover. There is much more to understand. There is an entire journey of empowerment waiting for you. Your cosmic ancestors, the Lyrians, are waiting for you, are ready to guide you, are ready to help you recover your complete creative power. The time to empower yourself is now, and you were chosen to be part of that extraordinary transformation that is forever changing the history of humanity.